2 days ago, in Southwest Michigan, a new season began that would pit Live against Laugh against Love. But the game quickly turned into a battle between insiders and outsiders.
The first 2 people voted out were people who didn't really know anyone, who were kind of like outsiders.
It's either a friend, or it's another new person, which is sort of a bad look for us as a whole group.
No, it doesn't look good because she's also a new person this year, but she's coming for me.
It has to be, these are the 5 and these are the 3.
Before the game relationships are starting to come way more into play.
My goal was to make sure at least one of my friends won.
But when you're on the inside, outsiders can help you change the game.
Maybe the outsider could actually be a good way to let it know.
Don't you think you sound a little like hypocritical?
If you go up, you will be going to
To win the game, players must get past 2 immunity challenges, 1 firemaking showdown, and hard questions from the jury. And the game is now wide open.
Everybody's having live conversations about possible iterations.
There's many different groupings of people, and you don't really know what to believe.
Now only 5 remain. Kate. She is the last remaining player from the ill-fated Love Tribe, and she was able to quickly eliminate her biggest rival at the merge. But she struggled with the optics of her strategy, and with Max out of the game, she's at a crossroads. Will she make the right call for her game and for herself?
I'd rather be perceived as somebody who is okay with being told what to do than a scheming mastermind.
Lori. She is known as a fun and positive presence who has built personal connections with players across the board. But there's another part of her game that she's kept hidden.
Now I feel even more free to blow people's games.
Can she manage the spotlight of a rising threat level to seal the deal?
It's really just freed me up to play a much riskier game, and it's been fun.
Old Matt. He's won immunity twice, and his adept social game helped him build trust with a wide range of players. He's used his relationships to pull strings and execute strategic moves that have slowly moved the game in his favor. Suddenly on the outside, can he pull off his toughest trick yet?
While I feel the pathway forward being shut off before me, I'm vying for a pathway that I think I can win with.
New Matt. He has never seen Survivor before, but he's catching on quick.
I'm loyal to myself.
At the merge, he was viewed as a major challenge threat, but he's been able to dodge the bullets that have come his way. But in the aftermath of a betrayal from his biggest ally, what will he choose for the story of his endgame?
My strategy to some extent was to latch on to slip-up by other people. I feel fairly confident.
Ellen. She's played the entire game without a single pre-game relationship, remaining adaptable during a series of turbulent post-merge showdowns. She's carefully studied the other players' social dynamics and leveraged her outsider status to challenge a group in the power position. A late-game connection with Lori has finally provided her the footing she's been looking for. Will she be able to clear a path to the very end?
Get through the one and then none to the other. Fingers crossed.
Who will have what it takes to outwit, outplay, and outlast all the rest and claim the title of sole survivor? This is the finale of Survivor Weekender Season 2, Live, Laugh, Love.
Also, it makes sense from their perspective for me to be looking for idols because obviously, old Matt should
I don't know, I think you might have shifted in some things here.
Yeah. You definitely changed the game. It's a great move. It's a good.
Thank you.
We were sitting there and I was like, you know what, I think I know what's gonna happen.
I didn't feel comfortable together, and
I get it. No, I 100% get it.
And then you too, I was just like, so you say like you weren't gonna vote for each other. Yeah. And I just was like,
Now I just feel very vulnerable.
I do too.
I mean, I know you feel now like there's retaliation coming. I will say that's 2 turns in a row where you thought I was like coming at you,
you're right.
and I
You're
wasn't.
right. What more can we do, Lori?
All right, everybody, it's the final 5. We're getting right down to the end here. This challenge is a Survivor Classic. Every player has a rotating platform. Each player has a group of blocks. They have letters on them that spell out the word immunity. You need to stack them on top of each other vertically, one by one, so Y on the bottom, I on the top. Immunity. Grab a block, move over here, place it on the platform, then go all the way back out, grab another block, etc., etc. And the way this is gonna work, you've gotta keep it level so that those blocks don't fall. Okay, this challenge is on. Everyone placing their first block. We're trying to get the feel for that swing. Matt's the first one back with his second block. Both Matts back with their second block. Other people are taking their time. Matt loses his blocks, gotta go back. We've got the fast strategy, we've got the slow strategy. New Matt out in the lead with 3 blocks. Lori with the second block, Ellen with her second block. New Matt now back with a 4th block. And New Matt loses everything. That is the opportunity that Ellen and old Matt have been waiting for. Lori with 3 blocks now. This is anybody's game. The question is, how fast do you go? Do you try to win and lock it in? Or do you go slow and steady and hope someone else falls? Kate taking her time. Old Matt about to place his 5th block. It's the first time anyone's placed 5 blocks. Ellen trying to catch old Matt. Matt in the lead, he knows he can now take his time. He's not in any rush. The other player's now thinking maybe I should hurry up, try to catch him, increase the pace. Old Matt loses everything once again. Opening up the game for Ellen now with 5 blocks. Ellen in the lead. Ellen closing in on her 6th block, keeping it very steady. And New Matt loses everything again. Kate has been going very slow and steady this entire game, but she has not dropped. That strategy may pay off. The question on everyone's mind is, can Ellen hold on to that lead? New Matt back with 4. Once again, he's able to quickly rebuild what he lost. But is he going carefully enough? Old Matt, Lori, drop. Ellen now has 7 blocks. She just needs to place 1 more to lock in. Individual immunity win, guaranteeing her a spot in the final 4. Can anybody catch up to Ellen? New Matt's doing his best. He's got 5. Kate now with 5, finally. Again, slow and steady. She is not dropping.
This is Ellen. Ellen drops! This is anybody's game now. This has been a game with a lot of twists and turns. Ellen now moving quickly to try to rebuild what she lost. Old Matt now with 5, new Matt with 5. Lori with 5. It is now old Matt in the lead. We're now back to 6 with Lori and old Matt. 6 has proved to be a place where a lot of people have fallen. Can they break the curse?
Hello. I am.
Old Matt loses everything at 6. The sun beating down. No relief unless you complete a stack of 8. Ellen is at 7. Once again, Ellen needs only one more block to win individual immunity. It would be her first. Yeah, they have to walk there. Ellen is taking her time. She does not want to lose that stack, and no one is very close to catching her right now. Only one in her neighborhood is Kate. Kate still needs to place her 7th block though. Another drop. Lori and new Matt now trying to rebuild and get back in it. But this is Ellen's challenge to lose once again, and it tips dangerously forward. Even the slightest hair trigger of a movement can send your stack flying. Question on Lori and Kate's mind now is, will Ellen drop? Ellen going very slow, very steady. Ellen has that final block place. She has to get back. Everyone is hoping that she won't be able to seal the deal. A little bit of movement now. All eyes on Ellen right now. Ellen getting very close now. Another dangerous wobble. Ellen makes everything! Old Matt now is 6. Kate now with 7. Kate and old Matt. Old Matt loses everything. Ellen quickly rebuilding, Kate continuing to go incredibly slowly and steadily. But that strategy once again looks like it could pay off in a big way. Ellen is rebuilt very quickly. Old Matt now trying to make something happen, placing his 6th block, and Kate is reaching for her final block. Kate continuing to inch forward, hoping she can place that final block. Kate almost loses everything. Kate has placed her final block. She just has to get back now. Kate on the top platform now. Lori and Ellen hoping they can count on a fall. Quickly trying to rebuild those towers. But Kate is looking very solid as she inches back. Ellen with 6 now. Lori with 6 now. This is Kate's game to lose, but if she drops, Ellen and Lori are not far behind. Ellen with her 7th block. She has rebuilt that structure at a very fast pace. She just needs Kate to make a mistake. Lori reaching for that 7th block now, but doesn't want to lose everything in the process. It's a very close game right now. And Ellen loses everything. Lori closing in for that 7th block. Kate inches away from winning this game. And almost loses everything. Kate wins individual immunity! You're like 20. Way to go. So close. Kate, individual immunity, safe from the vote. Couldn't come at a better time. At the final 5, you will be in the final 4, 1 and 4 shot at winning this game. The rest of you, one of you, will not get to the final 4. You'll be the next one voted out of Survivor 2023. I'm sure you have a lot to talk about. I'll let you get to it.
I can't believe it. I never thought I would win a challenge. I have no plan. I thought I was going to get voted out next. So I'm sure people are going to be coming up to me and I'm going to weigh my options, see what people propose.
I was close, but unfortunately I didn't win. Kate won. Kate would have been the easy, or at least for me, easy, because she did just put my name down. It would have been simple enough for me to go up to people and say, well, she just put my name down. Why don't we just go for her? I'm working with Lori, so I'd like to hear her thoughts.
I think worst case scenario would have been if Matt had won. Just because the others are more malleable. I've got some decisions to make.
Old and new Matt both have targets on their back. From what Max has said about them like running the game and how we're handing it to new Matt.
I think we are a target right now.
Do you have so
Max and old Matt tried to get me out. I don't take that personally.
right now, I feel that I'm on the chopping block more than you. So the name I have in mind is the name that isn't mine. Kate February, right after the vote came, Kate beelined to me and said, you know, what the hell, we got left out. That means that she is not right now trusting. We're gonna, that's something that we can work with if we want.
Kate,
I don't know. Yeah, if you want.
So we gotta chat with Kate. Do you want to, or would you?
I'm happy to follow your lead. I want to kind of show some deference to you after last turn.
No, I appreciate that. I am good with you talking to Kate because
I voted that.
if we can get 3 votes out of the 5, I honestly don't care who they are because this is the last vote and it's every man for themselves.
Matt is just categorically not interested in voting for Lori right now.
So they may have like a thing going.
I think it's probably me or Ellen. And so, like, you know, you may be the swing vote, and obviously you're going to make your decision.
Oh, God.
I think that getting rid of Ellen is a smart move for your game.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we're thinking about jury stories, I think Ellen is with
I do
the
too.
story because she knows literally nobody who's here right now.
I've thought about that.
I think I played a good game, but I think it was very different stories, and
Yeah.
I think you could make a compelling case against me. I don't think your case would be compelling against Ellen necessarily.
I was kind of thinking if I do make it to the end, being with Lori, because I don't think people will vote for her.
I think that's true. I think Lori has made some visible mistakes. She's played idols when she doesn't need to. I think Matt and Ellen win. They get to me.
So that's what I'm thinking.
I don't really play the best games, but I think they get the jury vote.
Yeah, exactly. Go, you mean Lori?
Do you think Lori would be enough?
I don't know, because she did suggest about me voting you.
Oh, I'm sure. Matt has told me he's on board for the three of us voting for Ellen.
I don't know if I believe him because last time he told me Lori Ellen, and I was the one I wanted it.
We either are going to be trusting Matt, or we're going to be trusting Lori.
No, you can come over.
But
I gotta talk to old Matt.
we're talking about options. And I'm talking with Kate about what you and I just talked about, the three of us voting for Ellen.
I can't seem to get him alone.
I feel good about that. All we need is 3.
Lori wants to talk to me. Any thoughts about like what I should be saying or asking?
I'm curious to know who she's going to tell you she's voting for.
Because she told me Allie, and I think she'll stick to that and see if she seems legit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to hear what Matt's telling you. I assume that you're coming for me.
You're not going to believe me. Nobody's talking about voting for you.
Okay.
It's going to be me or Ellen. And you're saying Ellen?
I mean, if that's what new Matt wants. And Kate, I think wants that too.
I think that's where the numbers are going.
Okay. And I'm gonna vote for numbers.
Yeah. I think that's where the numbers are going.
Okay.
I mean, either the numbers are going there or the numbers are coming at me, and you're not going to tell me if they're coming at me.
And you're not gonna tell me if they're coming at me. Okay.
But they're not, but you know, you don't care about
Yeah.
that.
I mean, of course Ellen wants to vote you.
I would love for it to be me, Lori, and Kate. I think if Ellen or Matt go to final 3, they win because they have a great story. They have this outsider angle. They both competed really well in the challenges.
So Lori is saying that she's down for it now. I don't know if I buy that, and the fact that she could be lying to me. And then Ellen is saying you.
Sure, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I would do it, but if you want me to do a Lori or something, and he was pretty on board. But now he hasn't talked to me, and I heard him say my name now. I'm good with him. Like, I feel like he's lying and saying a lot of things. Okay.
He's so convincing. Like, yeah, okay.
He is. He looks me straight in the eye, too.
Yes.
What's Nina saying to you?
He's with old Matt. They're saying your name.
Yeah.
I'm worried about old Matt talking to the jury. He's good at talking.
Yeah. I think at this point he'd have a lot to say, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he'd be saying, you know, I controlled this, and this. And then I trust Lori.
I'm scared of Lori.
I'm gonna stick with my new alliance, and hopefully old Matt will go. Sorry, old Matt. I just feel like our games are too similar.
Old Matt's pitch to me is that because we vote and me at the jury that you would win. I feel like you've gone to every tribal council. Yeah, you're scaring this fuck. Yeah.
I'm leaning right now with the Girl Alliance. If any of them get immunity, I think that I can like work with them. Hopefully, again, maybe that's naive, and like next vote will be the first one that I don't have an idol.
Consistent here is that you are set on voting for me, which I can totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
So unless there's something I'm missing, I don't know that I see a lot of value in talking right now. With very limited time.
I'm not set on anything. I'm just listening to like what I can get, you know, because I hear you're set on voting for me, so I don't know.
I'm not pitching ideas to anybody. I'm receiving ideas because I'm trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like we both maybe think that it's one of the two of us,
Right.
and that there's not a third option.
Right. Yeah.
Then may the best person win.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good game.
All right.
I think so much of the story is continuing to be written, and these last votes are going to have a huge impact on what the narrative is. Now, I'll say this is a moment where I have to imagine a lot of people would expect me to be voted out, and if I can avoid having that happen, that's one more thing that I can point to.
What's the mood on this group of 5 right now, new Matt?
Fear.
I think we've been through a lot of different types of votes, right? We've had like consensus votes. We've had votes where there are, clear blocks and it's like who's going to win. We've had votes where there are different little shifting alliances and we don't know how it's all going to play out. At this point, we're down to 5, so it's a little bit more of a known universe, like the possibilities.
I think it's interesting because, candidly, old Matt and I had a working relationship, and then the road got bumpy all of a sudden last vote. And so I think both of us aren't totally certain of each other as much as we were before. And I think that was a strong alliance for a while.
I think that's fair to say, and I think we're gonna see very clearly with this vote whether that relationship continues or not.
Even though it's only down to 5 people and you think you know all the personalities, I think everybody knows that everyone here could swing either way on a person.
It does feel kind of malleable right now. Yeah, I don't think that there's like an obvious, there's no splitting up those couple people or anything.
Kate, are we finally now at the stage where people are largely thinking in terms of their final 3? Not just getting themselves to the final 3, but what their final 3 would look like?
I think that's a factor.
I think everybody's trying to steer towards the final 3 they feel good about.
Lori, walk me through how you're thinking about the concept of having a resume.
I do think you
That
start to
concept.
compare like how your resume, so to speak, is going to compare to other people.
So it's largely comparative. And for you, does that mean you want to be sitting next to people who have a much different, resume?
I think so.
Numa, is that how you're thinking about this?
To a point. I think all of us here have a case. I'm impressed, actually. Yeah, I'm even impressed that I'm here. I'm impressed with myself, but I'm impressed with everyone here. Because I think a lot of us have gotten here without a lot of the, oft-mentioned backstabbing and such. It's not like there's a clear weak link.
Well, Numa brings up an interesting point, Kate. There's the concept of, jury management. What kind of game do you want to play based on the specific people who are on your jury?
I would hope the jury doesn't hold things against the players. But yeah, it's been on my mind.
How about you, Lori?
Yeah, I think it's something to take into consideration, but you can't live in the past, Jeff.
Old Matt, what does this game that has been played by this group of players, what encapsulates it for you?
If I make it to the final 3, we'll find out.
New Matt, how about you? What has this season of Survivor been?
Out of live, laugh, and love, I think love has been the theme of where votes wind up. I think in general there's been a lot of talk about consistency and trust in people, and it seems like that's played out. People that are seen as kind of shifting around have been voted off. So yeah, I'd say love is the main vibe.
Do you just mean love as a concept?
Last travel I said that I'm playing with my head, logic based. I still stand by that, but I do think that there's been a lot of people are leaning on the relationships that they have.
I've also laughed a lot.
Yeah. That's it, a lot of laughing. Because I would say, I think it's striking to me that of the 5 left here, I feel like these are pretty level-headed, straight-shooting people. I think there was a lot of well done maneuvering and conniving done by other people, like masterminds at work, but they got weeded out, and these 5 were pretty much straight shooters the whole time, I'd like to think.
All right, I think we'll get to the vote. You're up.
I may have tilted my hand a little bit too far at tribal, honestly, but hopefully this doesn't change anyone's votes. And I hope and think we have the votes.
Oh, Matt, it's either you or me, so hopefully it's you.
Sorry, I know you probably see the writing on the wall.
Final 5. I've tallied the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol or an advantage that they would like to play, now would be the time.
I'd like to play this advantage, so sorry, 1 second. That is so cute. It's really damp, I'm sorry. It says knowledge is power.
This is a knowledge is power advantage.
Matt, do you have an idol?
I don't.
Okay.
All right.
I would also like to play this immunity idol. What? What? How did she?
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes for Lori will not count. I'll read the votes.
She's in it to win it. Like, what? Sorry, guys. I know it's obnoxious.
And to be clear, that the advantage has no effect since Matt has heard that.
I just have to put it.
All right. First vote, Old Matt. Ellen. 1 vote Matt, 1 vote Ellen. 3 votes left. Matt's bold. Next person voted on Survivor 2023. Old Matt, that's where you have now.
You're dead to me, Lori.
Lori's dead to everyone. All right, everybody. You've made it to the final 4.
I'm super proud of the game I played. I think while it's not over, at this moment I really think I played the best game. I knew I was dead the minute that Lori flipped the vote to Max. There was a moment where I had a left or right judgment call and I picked the wrong one, and you know, you can't factor that in, so it just is what it is.
I'm sorry for the idol stuff, guys. I just had them in my head. I didn't mean to be obnoxious.
Wait, also,
Really planned
when were you looking for idols?
It kind of happened.
I never found
It was like every morning I would check down there and I would check the water, and I just got lucky.
Oh my god, you got lucky 3 times.
And
That's amazing.
I was so anxious that whole time. I thought I was a swing vote, so I was like, he's gonna be so mad at me.
We both thought we were the swing votes, yeah. Because I was like, Kate's definitely going out.
I think he kind of knew.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to vote for her. I'm like, we've been hanging out the whole time. Like, I don't want to vote for her. Yeah. I think maybe we had an alliance that we didn't really know about until just now.
Okay, everyone, time to get to your final immunity challenge. You're going to stack puzzle pieces on your board, then another tier, then puzzle pieces, then a final tier. Everyone got it?
Yeah!
Yep. All right. The stakes could not be higher. The winning person of this challenge is guaranteed a spot in the final 3 where you will pitch your case to the jury for a chance to win the title of sole survivor. And additionally, you have the power to decide who is going to sit with you and who will be forced to make fire to earn their spot in the final 3. Everybody ready?
Ready.
This challenge is on.
Jesus Christ. It's like, this is not fair.
I know.
It's a bet.
We got my
Everyone got their blocks out. Different strategies. Kate's stacking already. New Matt is lining them up by size to analyze them. Ellen's got a different strategy. She's looking to figure out which combinations are level. New Matt,
6 columns.
Lori, and Kate all stacking right now. Ellen is still looking at her pieces, trying to size them up before moving into stacking. Very different strategies here. Kate has 6 columns, but they're all different heights. It's not what you want. Matt's got 4 columns all the same height. Well, 3 now. Lori's got 8 columns. That's way more than me. Ellen has not started stacking at all yet. She is keeping her pieces horizontal until she figures it out. A completely different strategy. Back to the drawing board for new Matt. He's trying the Ellen strategy now, arranging them on the ground. Lori's got 6. They're all the same height, but she's got some extra blocks.
It's for digging a hole.
No idea what to do with those. All it takes is a moment of breakthrough to get it. New Matt thinks he might have something. He's stacking blocks now. That's a first for him. He's dropping blocks. New Matt building columns now. Ellen's building columns now. 2 players who've been rearranging their blocks on the ground are now moving quickly to construct columns. Both of them at 4 now. Once again has 6 columns. Ellen is good. Ellen, new Matt is good. 2 players now have their first tier done. They're working on their second tier now. Working quickly to arrange those pieces. Around. This is a race between Ellen and new Matt right now. Lori finding additional pieces. Ellen's lining up those blocks. Ellen now moving to construct her second tier. Ellen's working quickly to construct that second tier. Kate and Lori still working on that first tier. Ellen wins individual immunity from the vote. Ellen will be in the final 3. Congratulations. You will be in the final 3. You will pitch your case to the jury for the title of sole survivor. In addition, you will be making an important decision about who to take with you and who to force to make fire. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to talk, strategize, figure that out. We'll reconvene for a tribal council where we'll talk about that decision and have the fire making challenge.
Like the classic person of like, I wish I didn't have to make this decision.
We've been tight. Yeah, do you remember that time? Oh, it's so fun. I don't even have a way to pitch this, but if you think that I will be easier to beat in a vote in the jury, then I'd love to join you. I feel like I made some enemies.
You dodged quite a few bullets.
I did, yeah. I dodged some bullets, but I think I didn't necessarily make too many friends along the way. I was wondering if this would be the case when I decided to vote for old Matt. Obviously, I was hoping to win this challenge. I didn't, but I'm pretty sure Ellen will be picking Lori. I think they've been pretty tight. I don't think I have much clout with her.
If you pick me, I think your case to be voted for by the jury is stronger over me. You didn't ruffle as many feathers, except for that one time when I got confused and voted for you. I think I've been pretty honest with you.
I don't feel like there's a strong enough case for either Kate or new Matt to take them just automatically.
My only pitch is just that I think I'd be eager than at least Matt to go, because I haven't won a single challenge.
You're the only person who I actually had like any sort of
I mean, I think we worked
alliance
well
or
together,
like, you know, conversation that, and I feel like you told me like upfront stuff with old Matt and stuff.
We had said like we're like final 2 would be really cool.
I feel like all 4 of us have very different like things to argue. I don't feel like there's like a, I'll bring you because you have worse arguments than the other person.
I mean, then,
you know what
my
I mean?
only argument is, I guess, like loyal.
Yeah, we didn't have like a strict like don't vote for me, but I feel like we were pretty honest. So I like
I think we worked really well together.
I think that she's going to choose me just because I aligned myself with her and I wanted to feel more in control. And she was like kind of the first one that I was like, okay, I have inroads. She and I have trusted each other. We've been super open with like all of our information, and I think it's paid off.
She did find so many idols, and a lot of people do like take a lot of like stock in that, but I also like she never played it when needed, and so there's that argument too.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of people on Survivor try to make fire, and it's easy to say I can do that when you're sitting on your couch, but
No, I was gonna say, I do think it took me a couple
in a situation where I potentially
like,
will be
okay,
making
this is how I
fire,
should do it.
not feeling so great.
I've never fucking done that in my life, so we could be here all night. I make like an okay campfire sometimes when the conditions are exactly right. I'm gonna find the fire within.
All of my previous allies are kind of gone, so I'm thinking I'll be making fire against Kate. Famous last words, I feel fairly confident, but we'll see.
Okay, the final four. Congratulations. You're so close to the end. 3 of you are going to pitch your case to the jury. Sadly, 1 of you will fall 1 step short of that goal.
Ellen.
You want immunity. You will be in the final 3, assuming you want to be, and you will plead your case to the jury. Walk me through your decision-making process.
It's just based on, you know, who I've worked with, and just see where the chips fall. I think with the fire making, it's like let it happen.
When you're thinking about who you want sitting next to you at the very end of this game, someone who's going to also pitch their case to the jury, what are your considerations in making that decision?
All 4 of us have played very different strategically, so I think that there's merit in all of our arguments, or at least all of what I'm assuming our arguments will be. It's tough to say like who would have been an easier person to beat, so I don't think I took that into consideration too much.
Did the likelihood of one person versus the next succeeding in this fire making challenge play any of a role in your decision?
I don't think so. I have no idea what their fire making abilities are.
You want to maybe reveal one of the people who will be making fire first?
Sure. New Matt.
New Matt will be making fire. Okay, New Matt is making fire. Did you ever consider the option of putting yourself in the fire making challenge and giving someone else the immunity?
Honestly, no.
Walk me through that decision.
I really don't want to make the fire, and I don't think that I would do it well. I'll say Kate is also going to be making fire.
All right, so that means Lori will be in the final 3 and plead her case to the jury.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Lori, how does that feel?
Great. Sorry. I mean, like, it would be fun to try to make fire, not gonna lie, but obviously I appreciate it. And yeah, Ellen and I, since we've like merged, like I don't think have lied to each other, and I like appreciate that it ended that way. And it's cool. Yeah.
Kate, how are you feeling about the fire making?
Not great, but you know,
Never know.
yeah, you never know what's going on.
And how about you?
At risk of looking like an asshole or an idiot when I lose, I feel okay about it. I feel pretty good.
All right, it's time to just get to the fire making. And so Ellen and Lori, take a seat over there. You have a fire pit and matches. You don't have any kindling. You're gonna have to go and collect kindling before you can build your fire. The goal is you're going to build a fire high enough to burn through the rope at the top, which will trigger the flag flipping up, and the first person to do that wins the challenge. This challenge is on.
Go, go, go. Oh my God, the driest kindling I've ever seen.
Tough to break.
Kate and Matt quickly collected what they need. Matt getting his fire out, getting his matches out. Kate getting her matches out. Matt's got a flame. Kate positioning. Kate's got a flame. We're neck and neck right now. Kate's trying to light her kindling. Bigger flame burning from New Matt. New Matt breathing on that, trying to coax that fire. It might be dying out. There's a little bit of flames. Kate trying to coax her.
Yeah, you just throw magic in there.
Kate's fire burning. Kate's fire burning much higher now up, but it's running through that kindling fast. Matt's adding a log now. Cinches on that rope now for Kate. Matt staying low. That fire's burning hot for Kate right now. She needs more height though. Breathing heavily on that now. Matt's fire now taking way off. It's hitting that rope now. Matt is focusing on breathing to try to get that flame high enough. A lot of smoke from Kate. Not a lot of flame. Matt trying for sticks now. That flame is hitting the rope. Kate's got her fire back. Matt's fire is burning higher and brighter. Win fire making challenge. New Matt in the final three. Kate, one step short of final three after a brilliant effort from both contestants. In a sense, your tribe has spoken.
The cave doesn't want me to leave.
Ellen, New Matt, and Lori, you will get to plead your case to the jury at Final Tribal.
There's an argument for everyone, so we're gonna have very different speeches.
I'm gonna have to think about how the jury might be thinking, and I'll have to think about each jury member actually. Because for example, let's say old Matt, him and I were tight. He kind of betrayed me, I betrayed him. Does he see that as good play, respectable, vote for me, or is maybe salty about it? I'll be tailoring my pitch based on that conclusion, but I got some thinking to do.
I feel like they could do well. I could have just gone with the flow, and I think I would not have been like in a top spot. I didn't win any immunity challenges. Like, that's not my thing. I panic under pressure. Like, I know that about myself. All I really had to lean on was idols and social game, and I think I did both pretty well. Matt's game, you know, he didn't win as many immunity challenges as I think we thought, but like, he was just an impressive competitor. And then Ellen, like, I think her story is compelling. She only knew Natalie, who went home, I think, second. And so I think everyone has an own compelling story.
Hi everyone. It's been really fun getting to know everybody. I know it's kind of a weird situation where There's 2 people here who just came in not really knowing anyone, so I do find that very interesting. I don't think I had anything mean-spirited with any one of you, so I'm very curious what your questions will be, and I'm excited to kind of get into it.
The biggest part of my game was like whenever I felt like I wasn't in control of an alliance that I was in, I knew that it was time to switch, and the fact that I like constantly looked for idols allowed me to take some of those bigger risks. I was talking to everyone about every single thing to start, and I think that let people trust me a little bit more.
I won one individual immunity challenge, which to me was interesting because I think there was some chatter about maybe me being a threat in challenges, and it just didn't wind up being the case. I think that that speaks to the fact that I was playing outside of challenge ability.
What would each of you say was the defining moment of your gameplay? Maybe your greatest achievement, or maybe something that really characterized your play style?
There was a time when I was like, I'm not really close with anybody. So I remember talking with Lori and then just being like, I don't know that either of us are that close with anybody specifically, but like, let's just keep each other in the loop. And just like having one other person that was like also keeping eyes and ears out was really helpful.
I think for me, literally there was a point where I was talking to 2 different groups. This was right before Benson got voted out, and I was like, I just need 5 minutes to like sit by myself. And I sat here. I felt very safe going with Max, Matt, Kate. That is a safe crew, and I was like, I'm not gonna win it if I keep playing it safe. I knew that like me jumping from you guys to Benton had really solidified a bond with Ellen, which was just like so key in my game.
When Max splashed my cotton candy from behind, I was very upset. Obviously that's water under the bridge, but I'd say that the reason to me that defines some of my play style was I wanted to make a big deal about it. But in general, I was trying to keep my eye on the prize. I was thinking about the optics on me complaining about it.
What I want to know as a member of the jury, what differentiates you from the other 2 people up here? Because they're all winners, but I gotta pick one.
The other 2 sitting beside me were not targeted quite as much in the middle of the game. I am proud of myself for making it through what was a very rocky middle game.
I found a fuck ton of idols. And it really let me take a lot of risks. I was actively looking for idols. I was just a bit quieter about it maybe than
I laid low for a long time, and then at the end I feel like my name was getting brought up more often, but it was just trusting in like the relationships that I had made at that point in time.
So the 3 of you standing here today all played a pretty honest, earnest game. I feel like you guys were not really like the snakes in the grass. I want to hear about when you guys were in control of deception or trickery or something a little bit under wraps.
I do think I mostly played an honest game. I knew you were going to be voted out, and I like couldn't tell you otherwise. Like I never lied unless it was like I felt like it was really necessary.
For anyone that doesn't know, when it was my turn to go, I was totally oblivious.
And she whispers to me, if you have something, play it. And I was like, oh, you kept your alliances like kind of all the way through.
I tried really hard to like garner everyone's trust. The most underhanded part was definitely Max's voting out. I totally lied to you guys.
The first night we were looking for idols, and then we found the friendship bracelets thing. And then Benton was like, we could make a fake one. I was like, that is a great idea. So then Mike was like super against it. Me and Benton were like, this is great. I think we like did it up real nice, and I mean, it looked good, I thought.
I lied quite a bit throughout. It was Sula or me. I had to keep Sula thinking that she was safe, so I was allies with her completely until that exact round, and tried to keep her on a trail that I knew was not going to do anything, and kind of took advantage of that. I lied to Scott when Scott got out, lied to Benson when Benson got out. I lied to Max when Max got out. I lied to my fellow old Matt's face when Matt got out. So this isn't a great, but I don't consider this to have been an honest game.
I really enjoyed playing against all of you, and you each have very unique style. Ellen, you were kind of more subtle. Can you talk about how you felt you were able to keep such a low profile?
I mean, there's a lot of personalities here, and I feel like since everyone knows each other so well, you guys are free to have that big personality. But a new person coming in, I mean, that's just kind of how I react. normally in a group of new people is you kind of like lay low, so you like see if you can figure out the dynamics.
Lori, I've been curious about, how'd you find all those idols? When were you doing stuff? And like, how hard was it to find those?
I just was like down by the water, that gazebo, like that area. That's the perfect place to hide an idol. Like you kind of have to put yourself out there to go down there. Same with the well. I was like, the well, like again, you have to like climb a ladder to get up there. I was like, these are places that like put you into a vulnerable position. So I'm just gonna like wait till I think no one's watching, and I checked those places at least 3 times a day until one appeared, and they appeared at both of those places.
And Matt, I feel like you people underestimated your social game. Your game was on the chopping block 5-6 rounds in a row. It's crazy. What do you think was your most impressive social manipulation that you pulled off?
I think Sula was the pivot point for me, and also when I started to realize that I needed to play that game harder. Sula and I were very much in cahoots, but I realized that it was me or her. We didn't have the numbers. We were going for Max, actually. I got under Max's radar. I implied to Max that it was all Sula going for Max. And then I was able to convince just enough people to go for Sula, while Sula was trying to garner votes for Max, which was already dead in the water.
Lori, you had character like development. I was so happy to see Lori carry out the unfinished deed of taking out Max. That made my top 10 happiest moment. I feel like you were mostly just like a follower before, and then you kind of transitioned into taking a little bit more control of your social game. Can you talk about that mindset change you had in terms of what it takes to finish in the final 3 versus just surviving?
I went in being like, I do not want to stand out in the beginning. I want to like try to be friends with everyone and get as much information from people, and that means like giving them all information. We didn't go to tribal council. I could not test any alliance. Your vote was that pivot. I just was like that. I have to differentiate myself at this point. Like I cannot keep following these people. They kept saying final 3. I was like, there's not a final 3 alliance. There's a final 2, and you pick who makes fire. I don't know how to make fire. So like I need to find someone who's actually going to be my final 2. And like Ellen was that person for me because I saw someone who was like kind of in a pinch.
Matt, I think from an outsider perspective, it almost seemed like you played a role of a follower. Did you feel like you were in control of these situations?
Definitely at times. I think I played more of a follower role, partially kind of learning the ropes, getting to know everybody. Later on, the fact that I was often, again, kind of a swing vote, I think allowed me to feel pretty in control. People were generally telling me the truth, which gave me a lot of power. And so I could go to people and say, hey, I don't think the vote is going the way you think it is. Let's rethink this.
You two played like a very excellent game from 2 people who understand the show and watch a lot of the show, and everybody was beyond impressed with like how quickly you adapted and picked it up and like learned this game that you were just like learning on the fly. So I want to know the biggest things that happened to you two that just fell into your lap.
With old Matt's vote, I like thought maybe you had really gotten new Matt and Kate to go with you. I feel like that was lucky to just have both of them go, okay, I'm gonna vote for old Matt instead of Ellen.
My showdown club was being placed on the lip team. I was with a lot of like strong athletes, and then I didn't have to go to tribal council.
And I want to hear from you the opposite, like the most deliberate, like I need this to happen if I want to win, and it's not just me staying in the game.
I was supposed to vote Benson, and I decided to go in and on the fly vote David. After Benson's votes were nullified by his immunity idol, it would have gone to a vote between David and I had I not swapped to David.
Lori, the round you voted me out, when you were at that slip of paper, you had in your hands the decision between moving forward with new Matt or moving forward with me. Why did you believe moving forward with new Matt was more advantageous to your future successes?
Anytime that I felt like people were trying to make my decisions for me, that's when I bolted. Like that's when I bolted with Scott, and that's when I bolted with you guys, when you guys both were like, hey, we really want you to be a final 3, this is who you're voting for. The reason that I really wanted new Matt is our game's just different. I like actually made the conscious decision. I was like, it's a bad idea for me to go with people who have played this game, who I have existing friendships with. It A, doesn't feel right. B, like I'm not going to be able to differentiate myself. You're a very strategic social player, and I'm a strategic social player.
Ellen, you chose Lori to advance with you. Let's say I'm choosing between you and Lori. What's Lori's biggest negative quality trait moment that should sway me to vote for you instead of Lori?
I feel like Lori lied more than I did. Like, I told you I was going to vote for you. I said, I don't understand why I wouldn't vote for you at this point.
So Ellen, I saw you playing really hard the last 4 rounds or so. I think a big part of why these 3 are on the couch is Lori's big move of turning on Max. Can you help me to see what you were doing early in the game? Or besides Lori's big move that leads you to be the winner? We didn't have to go to tribal for the first couple of days. So like early in the game, I was trying to form a relationship with people that I would be able to like talk to later. I felt like that's what I could do at that point in time. Suss out dynamics. Matt, you and I were very close for almost the whole game. You made, I think, a great move around here in this narrative. But I can't help but feel that up through here, I was making all of the decisions and doing all the legwork. You've talked a lot about the Sula vote. The Sula vote, I had to convince you that you were in danger. I did the legwork of getting enough votes to save you. Can you help me to see how you were making intentional decisions separate from my intentional decisions up until Max's vote?
We had a working relationship, I think, in both directions, but I did feel even through that I was getting more out of that deal than you were, and I was okay with that.
I would like you to pick a number 1 to 50.
Yes. Crazy
Yes. Let's go with 29. 32.
28.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay, thank you all members of the jury. I'll give you each the opportunity to sum it up.
Really, first off, this has been amazing to me. I don't know how you find this many different personalities. I feel like I know a lot of you better than I know people that I have technically known for years. This was a reactive game for me, learning a lot about each of you and the game, having to react as fast as I could.
My game was very intentional. I knew that like Benton's was a big risk. I kind of thought it might go that way, but like every other tribal council, I did feel like I knew it was going to happen.
I was new. It was super fun to get to know everyone. I had a blast. As for gameplay, I mean, I think a lot of it is luck-based. Things fall in your lap, but then you kind of read out social dynamics, and I feel like that's what I was able to do well towards the end.
Thank you so much for our comments. We're now going to vote for a winner. This time, your vote is for the person who will win, not who you're voting out. A vote is good. Okay, we'll go left to right this time. So, Kate, you're up.
So I'm 50-50 between Lori and Matt. I think Lori made bigger decisions and took more risks. I think there were parts of the game where Matt wasn't really being very active. But then I remember that Matt came into this and had never seen Survivor and didn't even know the rules. And if you can do that and be here, I think you deserve to win.
Highest degree of difficulty. She won that final challenge before the firemaking, which just shows her way of staying calm, figuring things out. I'm the most impressed by Ellen. I hope she wins.
Holy shit. This is really hard. They all did really good, and they should all win.
Everyone did a great
great job, but in Survivor, being passive can only get you so far, and being reactive can only get you so far. I really admire people who take control of their own destiny, and I feel like that's what you did, and that's why you got my vote.
Lori, I really respect your game. I feel like I underestimated you a lot at the beginning because I thought you were just like a regular, nice, lovely, friendly person when you were actually super conniving and in control the whole time. I think Matt and Ellen played very respectable games for first timers. Very excited to see them in the top 3, but I didn't want to grade them on a curve.
Hey guys, it's been a while. So I've had myself a good day. We are going with new map. I think that we went, I lied to you, I lied to you, I lied to you, I lied to you, I lied to you. You lied to everybody, and we still got there. First time, new map.
First one out, last one in. But good game to everyone.
Thanks once again for a great Survivor 2023. Thanks to everyone in the jury. Thanks to our amazing finalists. Thanks to our amazing production team. It is now time to read the votes and crown the winner of Survivor 2023 Live, Laugh, Love. I'll read the votes. First vote, Ellen. Woo! Second vote, new Matt. Heart with Matt.
Oh, my God.
Third vote, Lori.
Yes,
One vote Ellen, one vote new Matt, one vote Lori. New Matt. Ellen. Lori.
Go Lowry.
Does not count. Two votes new Matt, 2 votes Lori, 2 votes Ellen. And 3 votes left. Ellen. 3 votes Ellen, 2 votes Lori, 2 votes new Matt, 2 votes left. Lori. So 3 votes Ellen, 3 votes Lori, 2 votes new Matt, and 1 vote left. Winner of Survivor 2023, Lori.
Sorry, I didn't know you.